All right, we're going to continuing our lesson 4 of understanding meaning of multiplication, and we're on session 2. Okay, just look at this. It says fill in the blanks. Okay, so number 1, how many groups do you see? Two. Yeah, I see 2 groups. Nothing else. 2 groups. Okay. When it says 2 groups of, well, the next one is how many in each group? Okay, well, say that again. So when I say how many in each group, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many are inside each group? 6, right? Okay. Just want to make sure because somebody was saying something else. So 2 groups of 6 is what? Yes, just count all of them all together. Okay. Another way to do it is 2 times 6 equals 12. Okay. Now, okay, how many rows do I have? 2? Okay, hold on. Whoa, hold on. Okay, these aren't rows. If I go up and down like that, those are columns. When it says rows, I'm going to go across. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Okay, I have 4 rows. And how many in each row? Well, let's see right here. How many in each row? 2. So 4 rows of 2 is how much? 8. Another way to say this is 4 times 2 equals 8. It says how to multiply using arrays. Well, let's see. Okay, look at number 1. It says show what expression 4 times 4 means by using equal groups. Okay, so am I using rows and columns? No, those are arrays. Okay, but if I'm using equal groups, 4 times 5, how many groups am I going to need first? The first number tells me how many groups I need. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second group is going to tell me, the second number tells me what? How many in each group, right? So how many in each group? Okay, so it says use words to describe the drawing. Well, 4 times 5, right? 4 times 5 equals. Okay. So then what's 4 times 5? How do I know that? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20. Okay, on page 98, it says you can push the tiles in an array together to make a rectangle. Okay, write the multiplication equation below the equation, the rectangle below shows. Okay, so remember, I need to have a number times a number equals something, right? The first number tells me what when it comes to an array. How many what? Okay, when it comes to an array though. Rows. So how many rows do I have right here? 3. Remember, rows is across like this. So how many rows? 3. Okay. And then how many columns? columns are up and down, right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 times 7, what's 3 times 7? Oops. 21. Okay. 3 times 7 is 21. Says now draw a rectangle made up of square tiles that shows 5 times 3 equals 15. So what shape am I doing first? Yeah, rectangle. So draw a rectangle like that. My first number is 5 times 3. Let's do it this way. Hold on. Like that. More this way. 5 times 3. Okay. So the first number tells me what? What do I need? 5 what? Well, I don't need groups here because I can't draw groups when I have a rectangle. Rows. And the way I draw rows, look, I actually just need 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the point. If I just use 4 lines, I make, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I make 5 rows. Okay. So I have 5 rows. What's the next number tells me what? 3 what? 3 columns. So if I use only 2 lines, I make 3 columns. 1, 2. So your column should look like this. Okay, or your array, as we call it. If I did it right, you should be able to count 15 squares, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's correct, because 5 times 3 is 15. Again, that's another strategy. Okay, it says use any model to show 4 times 7. So I want you to do this one by yourself on page 6. Okay, I mean number 6 on page 98. Okay, you could use the arrays, okay, where you have columns and rows, or you can use equal groups where you're drawing the little circles and put the same number of dots in each circle. Okay, do that now. All right, it says use any model, right? So this is the first model that I'm going to use. I'm going to use what we call equal groups. Okay. The reason why I use 4 is because, well, 4 times 7, the first number tells me how many groups I have, right? Okay. Then the second number tells me how many in each group, correct? Which is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. And then it says write a complete multiplication equation. Well, a complete one would be this. 4, whoops. Here's what would be a complete one. 4 times 7 equals, what's that? 28. Another one that I could use would be this. I could use a rectangle, and I need 4 rows. Right? There's my 4 rows, and I need 7 columns, so I'm going to use 6 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and if I count all the squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, so either of those strategies would work. Okay, go ahead and do the whichever one you feel more comfortable with. It says write multiplication sentence to match the array. Okay, let's do this together. Okay, so the first number tells me how many rows, right? So for number 1, how many rows do I have? 2. I just go across. How many in each row? 4. 4. Okay, how many altogether? 8. So 2 times 4 is 8. Okay. How about number 2? How many rows? 3. How many in each row? How many in each row? I'm counting across. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. So then what's the total?
12.
Yeah, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, how about here? How many rows? 3. Good. How many in each row?
5.
See, just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll cross. Just count one row only, okay? Which is 5. So then 3 times 5 is 15. How do I know that? I could count all the little creatures, right? How many rows do I have for the number 4? 4. Good. How many in each row? 4. It's the same thing. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4 across. So what's the total? 16. Not 12. We want to count all the little figurines. All right, so now let's do this one right here. How many rows on number 5?
5.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is for the first, for how many rows I have. How many in each row? 6. That's, I'm going across, so that's 6. So what's 5 times 6? 30. Good. And then, all right, how many rows do I have? Just 1. I only have 1 row. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in each row, obviously. And 1 times 5? 5. All right, we're going to do one page on this packet, okay? So go to the first page, number 1, like this. We're just going to do the multiplication part of it, okay? Then we'll do the division later, okay? So you see the example that they give you? Right? The example that they give you right here. I have 3 rows with 5 each. 3 times 5. 5 times 3 is the same thing. It's just the array is different, okay? It says write the fact family shown for each array. So let's do the first one. Okay. Look at A. All right, how many rows do I have? 4. Times, how many in each row?
8.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So 4 times 7 is? 28, right? Got to tell me. Okay. And then when I flip this over, okay, if I have 4 times 7, what am I going to have instead? 7 times 4. It should be the same thing, right? Which is what? 28. Okay. 28. Okay, 28. All right. So then for letter B, how many rows do I have? 4. Times how many in each row? 5, which equals 20. So then what's another way to say it? 5 times 4. If I'm writing, what are you supposed to be doing? That's right. Letter C, how many rows do I have? 3. Times how many in each row?
9.
Yep, 9. So 3 times 9 is
27.
27. Good. What's the other way to write it?
9 times 3.
9 times 3 equals 27. It's the same thing. Fact family, okay? We'll do the division part later. So keep these two lines empty, okay? All right, look at letter D. How many rows do I have? 2. Times how many in each row? 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. What's the other opposite, or what's the other way to write it?
5 times 2.
5 times 2, which is 10. So letter E, how many rows do I have? 2. Times how many in each row?
3.
3, which equals 6. And then what's the other way to write it? 3 times 2 equals 6. Okay? 3 times 2 would be if I had this. Look. If I had 3 times 2 would be this array right here, okay? 2 times 3 is this array. So it's a little different, but it still comes with the same answer, okay? All right, letter F. I have 3 rows times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Times 12 is
36.
36. Good. So then what's the other way to write it?
12 times 3.
12 times 3, which is same thing, 36, right? How about letter G? How many rows do I have? 4 times how many in each row? 6. So 4 times 6 is 4 times 6?
4 times 6 is 24.
24. All you have to do is count all of these. So what's the other way to write it? 6 times 4 is also 24. So how many rows? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 rows. Times how many across? 9. Yep, 9. That's right. Equals?
37.
Not 37. 63. 63. So what's the other way to write it? 9 times 7 is 63. Just count all the x's.